Good morning. Today I'm going to start chapter 9, The Making of Shatranj Ke Khiladi. And this story just shows the effort which Satyajit Roy made to make this movie. And it also deals with the difficulties that Satyajit Ray faced, and finally he overcome all the difficulties and problems and made a successful movie like Shatranj Ke Khiladi, which brought universal fame for him. Satyajit Roy, besides being a filmmaker, he was a great writer, calligrapher, musician, and a film critic also. But it was film direction that brought him fame and recognition in the field of cinema. He was born in Bengali family and most of the film he directed was in Bengali. The first movie Panchali in 1955 was highly praised on international scene and won many national and international awards. He completed Shatranj Ke Khiladi in 1977. This was the first adult film about the British Raj in India. V.S. Naipaul has made very outstanding comment on one of the scenes of this movie. Let's see what he says. According to him, it is like a Shakespeare scene. Only 300 words are spoken, but goodness, terrific things happen. He compared Satyajit Roy to William Shakespeare because his scene carried few words, but it had a profound impact, massive impact on the listeners. Mr. Roy had known Premchand's story Shatranj Ke Khiladi for 30 years before he attempted to make a screenplay. After meeting the young producer Shah Jindal in 1974, he decided to make this screenplay. Lucknow was the setting of the story, and they introduced the greatest North Indian classical musician. He was Ustad Alauddin Khan. Music was one of the characteristics of Lucknow. Bhul Bhulaiya Maze, the Dilkusha Garden, and Great Mosque Imambara were some sites that made Lucknow known as Paris of East and Babylon of India. So he visited all the places before making this film. He also saw palaces of King of Awadh and shells of British residency. These sights and Premchand's story conjured up a host of images and sensation in Roy's mind. He was also keenly interested in chess. After losing his English friend Norman Clare, he found himself without partner to play solitaire chess. He wrote many books on chess and sold them to raise fund to shoot his first film, Panchali. There were few factors which made it difficult for Roy to make the film. The first was Urdu language. He was good at Bengali and English, but he made it possible through his discovery and his interest in the story. These things gave him confidence, and he wrote the screenplay in English, which was translated into Urdu. He tried his best to assimilate the array of historical and cultural information with Premchand's story. But the second problem that he faced was the widespread ignorance of the fact of the relationship between Britain and Awadh. He made a 10 minutes prologue to make it clear. He had to portray the king's character in a decent way. One quality of the king was his genuine musical gift, which he portrayed nicely. Nothing but poetry and music should bring tear to man's eyes, was his famous dialogue. As Roy said, the fact that King was a great patron of music was one of redeeming features about him. But what came after long months of study of the Nawabs of Lucknow and everything.